Today, I want to address one of the most significant issues plaguing our society: loneliness. It's a problem that seems to be escalating, almost silently reaching epidemic proportions. What makes loneliness particularly challenging is that those who experience it often make valiant efforts to combat it. They'll try everything from consuming online content to enrolling in courses and even actively seeking social interaction. However, despite these efforts, many find themselves still feeling isolated and disconnected. A common response to loneliness is often well-intentioned advice, urging individuals to simply go out and meet people or engage in certain activities. This places the burden of overcoming loneliness solely on the individual, an approach that typically works for problems like physical fitness or health. However, loneliness is unique in that it cannot be solved independently. It necessitates the involvement of another human being. This brings us to a fundamental societal shift where we increasingly emphasize independence, making it challenging to cultivate meaningful connections with others. The idea here is that when people experience loneliness, they are often told to take proactive steps to meet new people or participate in social activities. While this advice may be well-intentioned, it overlooks the fundamental nature of loneliness. Unlike many other problems individuals may face, such as improving physical fitness or managing health issues, loneliness cannot be fully addressed through individual efforts alone. Loneliness is unique because it is inherently relational. It stems from a lack of meaningful connections with others, and as such, it cannot be entirely resolved by the individual experiencing it. Even if someone actively tries to engage in social activities or meet new people, the underlying issue of loneliness persists because true connection requires mutual involvement from others. This societal emphasis on independence, while beneficial in many respects, can inadvertently contribute to feelings of loneliness. As we prioritize self-sufficiency and individual success, we may neglect the importance of fostering deep, meaningful relationships with others. Consequently, individuals may find it increasingly challenging to form and maintain these connections, exacerbating feelings of isolation. While individual efforts to combat loneliness are important, they are not sufficient on their own. Addressing loneliness requires a collective shift towards recognizing the importance of interpersonal connections and actively fostering a culture of empathy, understanding, and inclusivity. Another aspect contributing to the loneliness epidemic is the rising stress levels in our modern world. While advancements have made life more convenient in many ways, they've also introduced new stressors. Mental health issues, once overshadowed by physical ailments, now top the list of concerns. The digital realm, while offering connectivity, also fosters toxic environments and echo chambers, further exacerbating feelings of isolation. To address this, we must first acknowledge the importance of tolerance and understanding. The internet, while a powerful tool for communication, often breeds intolerance by encouraging echo chambers. We must resist the urge to ostracize those who hold differing views and instead strive for open dialogue. The point being made here is that the internet, while offering unprecedented connectivity, also has a downside. It tends to create echo chambers, where individuals are surrounded by like-minded people and exposed only to perspectives that align with their own. This can lead to intolerance towards differing viewpoints because individuals may not be exposed to alternative perspectives and may only engage with ideas they already agree with. To combat this trend, it's essential to prioritize tolerance and understanding. Instead of automatically dismissing or ostracizing those who hold differing views, we should strive to engage in open dialogue. This means actively seeking out diverse perspectives, listening to others' viewpoints with empathy and respect, and being open to having our own beliefs challenged. By fostering a culture of tolerance and encouraging open dialogue, we can mitigate the negative effects of echo chambers and promote greater understanding and empathy across diverse communities. This approach is crucial for building a more inclusive and cohesive society, both online and offline. The idea here is that by actively promoting tolerance and facilitating open dialogue, we can counteract the harmful impact of echo chambers and contribute to the development of a more cohesive and inclusive society. Echo chambers are environments where individuals are primarily exposed to opinions and perspectives that mirror their own. This phenomenon is often exacerbated by algorithms on social media platforms and online communities. which prioritize content that aligns with users' existing beliefs. As a result, individuals may become insulated from differing viewpoints, leading to polarization, intolerance, and a lack of understanding towards those with alternative perspectives. To address this, fostering a culture of tolerance involves promoting acceptance and respect for diverse opinions, backgrounds, and experiences. It entails acknowledging that people have different viewpoints and recognizing the value of engaging with perspectives that may differ from our own. By encouraging open dialogue, individuals are encouraged to listen actively, express their own views thoughtfully, and engage in constructive conversations with others. By embracing tolerance and open dialogue, we can break down the barriers that divide us and foster greater understanding and empathy across diverse communities. This approach is essential for building a society where individuals feel valued, heard, and included, both online and offline. It promotes collaboration, cooperation, and mutual respect, ultimately contributing to a more cohesive and harmonious society where differences are celebrated rather than feared. Furthermore, it's crucial to recognize that loneliness cannot be solely resolved by individual efforts. We need to shift from an independent problem-solving mentality to one of collective responsibility. While it may be challenging, reaching out to others and extending invitations can make a significant difference in combating loneliness, both for ourselves and others. This statement emphasizes the importance of understanding that loneliness is not a problem that individuals can overcome on their own. Despite our society's tendency to promote self-sufficiency and individualism, loneliness requires a collective effort to address effectively. Shifting from an independent problem-solving mentality to one of collective responsibility means recognizing that we all play a role in combating loneliness, both for ourselves and for others. While it may feel challenging or uncomfortable to reach out to others, especially if we are experiencing loneliness ourselves, extending invitations and fostering connections can have a significant impact. By taking the initiative to reach out to others, whether through inviting someone for a conversation, a meal, or an activity, we contribute to creating a more supportive and connected community. This not only helps alleviate our own feelings of loneliness, but also extends a lifeline to those who may be struggling with similar experiences. It's important to remember that combating loneliness requires proactive efforts from everyone involved. By acknowledging our collective responsibility and taking small steps to reach out and connect with others, we can create a more compassionate and inclusive society where no one feels alone or isolated. Often, when we experience feelings of loneliness, our instinctual response may be to focus inward, seeking ways to alleviate our own discomfort and isolation. However, this inward-focused approach may inadvertently perpetuate feelings of loneliness and exacerbate our own anxieties. The suggestion here is to shift our perspective and prioritize acts of compassion towards others. By reaching out to someone who may also be experiencing loneliness, we not only offer them support and companionship, but also create opportunities for meaningful connections and shared experiences. Engaging in acts of compassion requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and extend ourselves to others, even when it may feel uncomfortable or challenging. It involves setting aside our own anxieties and self-centered concerns in favor of prioritizing the well-being of someone else. Interestingly, by focusing on alleviating someone else's loneliness, we may also find relief from our own feelings of isolation. This is because acts of compassion foster a sense of connection and belonging, which can serve as a powerful antidote to loneliness. In essence, by embracing compassion and extending kindness towards others, we not only contribute to creating a more supportive and connected community, but also experience personal growth and fulfillment in the process. Ultimately, loneliness cannot be solved in isolation. It's a communal issue that demands collective action and empathy. By fostering tolerance, embracing collective responsibility, and prioritizing compassionate actions, we can begin to address the loneliness epidemic and create a more connected society.